Okay, good evening. Welcome to this regular scheduled business meeting of the Summersville City Council on this 8th day of January 2024. I want to welcome everybody back and wish everybody a happy new year, and certainly without reservation, I've got great feelings that we're in for another great year here in the city of Summersville. So with that said, let's get right into tonight's agenda. The first item on the agenda is consideration of the council minutes of the meeting we held on December 11th of 2023.
Move to approve and waive the reading.
Second.
Okay, council, we have a first and a second. The motion was to waive the reading. Are there any changes or amendments to those meetings as they were presented in your packet? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion so carries. Public comment? None. Nobody on public comment. Okay, council, the agenda item for tonight's meeting is approval of a resolution to move 50% of all opioid supplement funds received by the city of Summersville to the general fund as restitution for previously expended qualifying expenditures. So what I would like to do is read the motion, get it formally first and seconded, and then we'll discuss. So the resolution is, whereas the city of Summersville, West Virginia has been harmed by misfeasance, nonfeasance, and malfeasance committed by certain entities within the pharmaceutical supply chain, and whereas the city of Summersville, West Virginia participated in the litigation seeking to hold pharmaceutical supply chain participants accountable for the public harm caused by their misfeasance, nonfeasance, am I saying that right?
Yep.
And malfeasance. And whereas settlement agreement has been reached to resolve opioid-related litigation brought by states and local governments. And whereas the city of Summersville, West Virginia entered into the West Virginia First Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, relating to the allocation of the use of the proceeds of the opioid settlements and judgments. Therefore, be it resolved, the city of Summersville, West Virginia will transfer 50% of all net opioid fund settlement distributions to the general fund for restitution of the monies that were previously expended on opioid abatement activities. These previously expended funds were made for purposes that are consistent with the approved purposes as outlined in the MOU, specifically funding for law enforcement and curtail the sale, distribution, promotion, or use of opioids and other drugs to reduce the oversupply of licit and illicit opioids. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so let me give you just a little bit of additional information, council. Previously at a council meeting, we already made motion and approved for a separate account to be set up for the receipt of these funds. The city of Summersville received its first funds from the West Virginia First, which is the foundation that was set up to distribute the funds. And our first check is in the sum of $482,764.94. So now what it calls for to move the 50% of these funds back to the general fund. Of course, this is a process that's been in the system for many years. Back when the city, when we submitted all of our receipts and expenditures that the lawsuit called for, the city of Summersville actually submitted receipts on expenditures that was a little over $1.8 million. Therefore, the distribution of these funds allow us to put 50% of the funds back into the general fund to reimburse us for previously expended monies. The other 50% have to be used by guidelines set out that are basically in the arena of intervention, treatment, prevention, so on and so forth. In Nicholas County, we fortunately have a very active and well-formed intervention coalition, and it is our idea that the bulk of those funds will be expended through the coalition. As a matter of fact, I had conversation today with the coalition president and another member, and plan to meet this week to talk to them about the things that they need to now do and get in place budgetary wise, because what they plan on doing now with the distribution of these funds from us and the county to them is they're going to hire an executive director to run the Nicholas Intervention Coalition. And so we've now set all those pieces in place. At the next council meeting will be our actual budget that will show the transfer of half of these funds from this account into the general account, general funds account. And then the other funds will just set in the required standalone account until we distribute them by means of these other entities coming together. And quite frankly, all of that will be run through you all before any of those funds will be released, because ultimately it's our responsibility to make sure that those funds are expended in a way that are in compliant with the settlement, the lawsuit.
Is that the county doing that?
So is what the county.
The county, and if they get the money too, do they?
Yeah, the county got, and again, I'm just going to tell you, the county got south of $700,000. I don't know the exact. I mean, I did know the exact amount, but I don't have that. I don't have that here.
Is more to be expected, I guess?
Yes, yes, yeah. This is the first distribution of funds. And then the other thing too, with this foundation that the state set up, I actually have full intentions to bring a couple of board members, 2 of the 5 into Nicholas County, to talk about ways that we can go after some of the other funding that can be distributed in other means besides it being the governmental cities and counties. There's also ways that you can tag some of those other funds, and you know, we're going to get, you know, certainly make sure that we understand as a city, but more so that the people that are going to actually be doing the execution of prevention, intervention, treatment, we want those folks to know that there are other monies, pots of money that they can get to. So any other questions? Okay. So hearing none, what I am asking for is we have a first and a second. All those in favor to approve the resolution signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion so carries. Matt, I have a copy of that for you too. Okay, the next item on the agenda would be the reporter's report. Okay, Gary's a little under the weather and has been, so we wish him to get better and well. Anyway, in his absence, Amy's filling in tonight. So no recorder's report. Council, I'll tell you a few things. As we get cranked up for the new year, there are a lot of moving pieces. Actually, I'm hoping to, at the next meeting, kind of give a state of the city update on a lot of irons that we have in the fire. But what I would like to address tonight is just a couple of items real quick. One is that we're already in preparation of our 24-25 budget that has to be completed and down to the state in March. So the Summersville City Council grant applications are available, and the deadline to have them turned back into the city is Thursday, February 29th. The applications must be completed, postmarked, or dropped off at City Hall by that February 29th deadline. Also want to remind everybody that if you want, you can call City Hall to get an application. All you got to do is ask for Cookie, or you can email her at cookiecomer@summersvillewv.org. These grants are available for any nonprofit organizations for projects or services that you're going to provide within the Summersville city limits or its proximity, and we always refer it to the greater Summersville area. So grant applications are available, and so you can come and get them here at City Hall or call and have one emailed to you. The only other thing I'd like to address, Council, is we're real fortunate. I'm asking you all to consider, and of course anybody out there that's interested, to consider joining us for what we're calling Oscar Night at the Summersville Arena and Conference Center. It's going to take place January 20th at 6 p.m. And this is a celebration of Chef Oscar and his team presenting sampling of the new cuisine that Chef Oscar is bringing to the Conference Center. Tickets are $35 per person. You can buy your tickets up until January 15th. And I just want to run down the menu real quick to let people know what they could be partaking in. I have a feeling it's going to be a great evening. The menu consists of hors d'oeuvres, Oscar's guacamole, potato souffle, and hot crab dip. The entrees are Oscar's famous pork carnitas with corn or flour tortillas, shrimp scampi, and roast beef au jus. The sides are rice, roasted winter vegetables, mashed potatoes, and then of course dessert is Oscar's banana nut bread pudding with caramel sauce and Minnie's caramel cake with peanut butter frosting. Encourage you all to take advantage of this and come out and support the Conference Center, as well as taste the new cuisine that Chef Oscar is bringing to the city of Summersville. So he's been on board for a while, got really positive feedback, how he molded in with the existing team. And again, it's another asset to the city of Summersville, so we're looking forward to, you know, hopefully what we can call a long career with Oscar in the city of Summersville. Any questions on the mayor's report? Okay, council reports.
Hey, yeah, so December 26th through 30th, Chamber, we did have the Winter Classic, and feedback has been phenomenal. Everything went great. Look forward to big things next year. So, just for information on that, and
Yeah,
it was feedback from all over, from all guests.
Yep, it was a fantastic thing. I put a big thank you out to the chamber, and I can't say enough for the chamber leadership, the chamber board, the chamber members, the many volunteers. It was definitely a good thing for the city of Summersville. Number one, it was great to bring an activity that our local kids could participate in right here at home during the Christmas holiday. Not only that, the economics, and I'm really looking forward to the chamber fortunately brought somebody in that was going to do economic analysis on a tournament like that during the tournament. So it's going to be interesting to see what the outcome of that is, and what kind of economics you know, we really do, because it was unbelievable, and I certainly worked a very small piece of it. But one particular evening, I carried a shift at the welcome table for the teams, and you know, that night I sent a couple of teams to the chamber because they were coming back and saying, "Hey, what do we do to get in this next year?" So you know, just the experience I had with the crowd, the people, what an incredible thing for us, and I think it's the beginning of something that's really going to be neat for the area, because when teams and schools get locked into that stuff, and it's run professionally and on time, and you know everything was just, you know, the chamber did an excellent job bringing that whole thing together and having their ducks in a row, and it just was incredible, an incredible experience, and that's what the coaches said too, even for the kids. So that was a big hurdle to jump, and boy they did, or a big mountain to climb, and boy they, you know, I mean, and obviously I guess the more you do it, the better you'll get. So I mean, everything can be tweaked a little bit, so it's going to be exciting to see even what next year will be. So thanks for bringing that up. Anything else? Did you have something, Gene? No, I was thinking. I thought maybe my talking there, you forgot what you were going to say. Anyway, hey, listen, council, got a lot of great things that are coming in the future. As I said, I hope to give a good city update next meeting. I will tell you that I had a great conversation with the director of the DNR, and I'm real excited because it does look like our piece coming together with them and the visitor center and a welcome center for the state park. You know, that it's all going to come together, and you know, they're in the process right now of analyzing. They had several submittals for the contract to run the park, and they're in that phase of it right now. So he basically told me that Probably in about 30 days, I talked to him last Friday, in about 30 days we'll be able to roll up our sleeves and start getting to the nitty gritty on. And I mean, they're moving full speed ahead. You know, it's my understanding they're gonna have 100 sites ready for summer, so ready to open this summer. So they're really going gangbusters out there. So it's going to be an exciting thing for the city. I'm excited to play a role out there, and again, we've got a lot of ground we've got to cover in this partnership to put our visitor center with their welcome center. But I feel right now, with all the positive atmosphere, we're going to make it work. So, and that will be ideal for both us and them. So. Okay, we do not need an executive session, so the next item on the agenda would be the adjournment. Second. We have first and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Council, have a great evening. Thank you.